No one was hurt in either case, and both raccoons successfully evaded capture. Spend the next 20 minutes feeding your brain with Formosa Fauna so you can learn all about the animal kingdom and become smarter than all of your friends. Because what better way to spend your commute or downtime? Every Friday is Formosa Fauna Friday. I'm Tristan Hildebrand, the voice of Formosa Fauna. I love animals and I love talking about them. If you're even remotely curious about the animal kingdom, you're in the right place. You're listening to the 20th episode of Formosa Fauna. It may be a small milestone, but every happy occasion is worth celebrating. I'm just happy that this show could be around for this long. Please send me emails because I want to hear more from you and I want to know what you think of this show. How about for the 20th episode, we learn 20 facts about Formosan fauna, native species to Taiwan. 5 facts each about pangolins, leopard cats, Formosan sika deer, and Formosan black bear. Are you ready? First up, 5 facts about pangolins. 1. Pangolin means roller. The word pangolin comes from Banggolong, the Malay word for roller, the action a pangolin takes in self-defense. A startled pangolin will cover its head with its front legs, exposing its scales to any potential predator. If touched or grabbed, it will roll up completely into a protective ball. Pangolins are also referred to as scaly anteaters because of their preferred diet of ants. 2. There are 8 species of pangolin. 4 of those are in Africa, and 4 can be found in Asia. Recent genetic evidence suggests there might even be a 5th cryptic Asian pangolin species called Manis mysteria. 3. Pangolins have no teeth in their mouths, but instead a long tongue. 4. Pangolins are the most trafficked mammals in the world. Pangolins are highly prized in many parts of their range as meat and increasingly for their unique scales, particularly in China and Vietnam. While those scales are a potent defense against predators, their scales are useless against poachers, and all species in Asia and Africa are now under threat. Over the past decade, over 1 million pangolins have been taken from the wild to feed consumer demand for meat, scales, and other body parts. Their meat is considered a delicacy, while their scales, which, like our own fingernails, are made of keratin, are used in traditional medicines as they are believed to treat a range of ailments. 5. In Taiwan, a group of passionate local residents and researchers broke records by tracking down pangolins for 8 years. Researchers targeted 47 wild pangolins for this study and even filmed the world's first footage of a wild pangolin feeding its baby. Not all of these facts will be this long. It's just so interesting. I have to share more and more and more. Now, next, 5 facts about leopard cats. Leopard cats are perhaps most distinguishable from the domesticated house cat by their rounded ears with white spots on the back. 2. Leopard cats are one of the only 2 wild cat species native to Taiwan. 3. Leopard cats are ambush hunters, so they usually silently stalk their prey before rapidly dashing at it and dispatching it with a single bite to the back of the head. They're nocturnal predators that are described as both clever and secretive. 4. Leopard cats can catch prey as large as young deer. Although rodents make up most of their diet, bigger leopard cats may catch deer, fawn, or chickens. 5. One family mistakenly raised a leopard cat thinking it was a regular house cat in Taiwan. The family passed by a construction zone, and the construction worker asked them if they'd be interested in this kitten they found on the side of the road. Obviously very adorable, they obliged and raised the leopard cat as a domestic house cat for some time. It wasn't until a friend or family member saw the cat and said, "Oh, I think that's a leopard cat," that they realized what they were raising. They ended up contacting authorities, who put the leopard cat into professional care. Next up, 5 fun facts about Formosan sika deer. 1. The sika deer species in general is one of the few deer species that does not lose its spots upon reaching maturity. Spot patterns vary with region. The Taiwanese and Japanese subspecies have spots that are nearly invisible. 2. In Chinese, they are known as mei hua lu, plum blossom deer, due to the spots resembling plum blossoms. 3. In the 31st year of Wanli Emperor, which was in 1603, the book Dongfanji, or The Eastern Barbarians, written by Chen Di in the late Ming Dynasty, recorded a lot of Formosan sika deer information. In 1623, the Dutch entered Taiwan and started indiscriminately hunting. The catch amount reached 120,000 deer skin and caused near extinction of the wild Formosan sika deer. 4. Dachau Island, Beigan Township in Lianqiang County, which is on the Matsu Islands, is known for its population of Formosan sika deer introduced in the 1990s. SEF Secretary General Luo Wenjia says currently about 200 Formosan sika deer reside on Matsu's Dachau Island, otherwise also known as the Island of Formosan sika deer. 5. The Straits Exchange Foundation, SEF, plans to gift a pair of Formosan sika deer, an endemic Taiwanese subspecies, from the Matsu Islands to China to symbolize the wishes of the Taiwanese people. Named He He and Ping Ping, the deer's names sound like the word for peace, He Ping, when combined. Finally, 5 fun facts about Formosan black bears. Here on Formosa Fauna, so many F's. Formosan black bears, number 1, are the largest land animals in Taiwan, weighing in between 60 to 150 kilograms, with a body length of anywhere from 130 to 180 centimeters. 2. Formosan black bears are the only native bears in Taiwan. 3. They're very recognizable for the white V shape on their chest, amongst fur that is all otherwise black in color. Some people say that the V stands for victory. 4. It's believed that Formosan black bears were once widespread across Taiwan. However, now they're mostly confined to the mountain ranges. They may be living along the central and snow mountain ranges, with the largest population of bears in Lala Mountain in Cha Tian Shan Reserve, the Snow Mountain area in Shepa National Park, and Taroko National Park, south to Daoshan Reserve through Yushan National Park. 5. Formosan black bears are respected and known as kings of the forest in Taroko legend. Taroko people are indigenous people in Taiwan. How was it? All 20 facts about animals in Taiwan about Formosan fauna. Do you feel smarter than your friends already? I know I do. But we have more than just the 20 fun facts on the menu for today's episode. We're also gonna take a look at shark attacks and raccoons falling through the ceilings at the airport. Before we get to the rest of that, let's talk about what might save you when you're up against sharks. New research suggests that using LED lights on the underside of surfboards or kayaks could help deter great white shark attacks. The study, led by Australian researchers using seal-shaped decoys, found that underside lighting disrupted the shark's ability to see silhouettes against sunlight, which reduced their following and attack behavior. The brighter the lights, the more effective they were as a deterrent. Dr. Laura Ryan, lead author from Macquarie University in Sydney, explained that white sharks seem to rely on visual cues of dark objects silhouetted against a lighter background. When this is reversed to show a light object on a dark background, it no longer appears as prey. Ryan's previous work suggests that great white attacks on humans may be cases of mistaken identity, as the sharks have lower visual acuity than humans and may mistake swimmers or surfers for seals. Her research also shows that juvenile great whites likely struggle to differentiate between seals and people paddling from below. The study, conducted in Mossel Bay, South Africa, tested various lighting configurations by towing decoys behind a boat. Full lighting coverage on the underside of the decoy initially proved effective, but wasn't practical for real-world application due to power demands. However, horizontal stripes of LED lights achieved similar results as they made the decoy silhouette look less seal-like, whereas longitudinal stripes and strobe lights were less effective. To encourage breaching behavior, the team towed decoys at the surface, simulating a type of hunting that involves sharks lunging upward to capture prey. They noted that future studies should examine sharks' responses to static decoys, which would be more representative of surfers waiting for waves rather than actively paddling. Currently, the team is developing a surfboard prototype with LED lighting that's designed to meet surfers' usability needs. Since most shark bites involve surfers or other board sports, further tests are planned to see if this lighting method could also deter other species that pose a threat to humans, such as bull and tiger sharks, which have distinct hunting behaviors. In any case, here are some tips to prevent yourself from hopefully ever getting into a bad situation with sharks. First, always stay in groups since sharks tend to like biting solitary individuals. Do not wander too far from shore. This isolates an individual and places them far away from where they can get assistance. Avoid being in the water during darkness or twilight hours when sharks are most active. Do not enter the water if bleeding from an open wound or if menstruating. A shark's ability to smell blood is acute. Wearing shiny jewelry is discouraged. When light reflects off of shiny jewelry, it resembles the sheen of fish scales. Avoid waters with known discharges or sewage and waters used for any type of fishing, especially if there are signs of bait fishes or feeding activity. Diving seabirds, which frequently feed on bait fishes, are good indicators of such activity. Remember that sharks see contrast particularly well. Uneven tans and bright-colored clothing may draw a shark's attention. I find this one rather interesting because they do suggest you wearing bright colors, even like a bright colored swimsuit, brightly colored clothing, to the beach just in case you wander off out at sea or you start drowning, you're more recognizable. But in this case, it's not. And the fact that they would even mention an uneven tan is just so funny to me. I think a lot of people know uneven tans as something that's perhaps not the most visually pleasing when it's on your own body, but I'm not sure that a lot of people know that it could be downright dangerous. But continuing with this list, refrain from excess splashing as this may draw a shark's attention. Do not allow pets in the water. Their erratic movements may draw a shark's attention. Be careful when occupying the area between sandbars or near steep drop-offs. These are favorite hangouts for sharks. Swim only in areas tended by lifeguards. Do not enter the water if sharks are known to be present, and get out of the water if sharks are sighted. Also, just never harass a shark. If a shark does get near you, maintain eye contact with the shark and slowly move away, and if possible, exit the water. If the shark tries to bite you, that's when you're going to want to hit the shark in the eyes and gills. They are sensitive areas that can be hurt regardless of personal strength. Try to hit the shark on the snout and push away, but remember that water resistance weakens your punch. That being said, there are only about 63 unprovoked shark attacks each year, with 5 to 6 of those resulting in death. We have previously mentioned live animal performances and the global trend towards banning them, outlawing them, including in Taiwan in a previous episode or two. There was one article that caught my attention in The Guardian about a tiger this week, because for the first time in nearly a decade, a caged Bengal tiger was wheeled onto the field at Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, before Saturday night's football game between Louisiana State University, LSU, and Alabama, in line with the wishes of Louisiana's Republican Governor Jeff Landry. The tiger, Omar Bradley, is not LSU's usual live mascot. Mike Seven, who lives on campus and is no longer brought onto the field, is supposedly their usual live mascot. Named after a famed World War II U.S. general, Omar Bradley is owned by an individual with a record of citations from the U.S. Department of Agriculture for improper animal care, according to the Louisiana newspaper, The Advocate. The decision to feature the tiger outraged animal rights advocates who protested outside of the stadium. Following the death of Mike 6, LSU announced it would no longer bring its live mascots onto the field, ending a long-standing tradition. Mike 6, who passed away from cancer in 2016, had attended 33 of 58 home games between 2007 and 2015. The current mascot, Mike 7, an 8-year-old 345-pound tiger rescued from a sanctuary in 2017, now resides in a 15,000-square-foot campus enclosure near the stadium. Since the university retired the field tradition, Landry arranged for the Florida tiger to be displayed at the game, a move criticized again by plenty of activists. The display featured a brief video on LSU's mascot history as stadium lights dimmed and a spotlight focused on Omar Bradley. When the curtain lifted, the tiger initially laid still and then began pacing as fans cheered. This event occurred just months after Louisiana ranked among the most dangerous and the worst performing states in the U.S., raising questions about government priorities. The U.S. News ranking that gave Louisiana the label of the worst state did so based on specific criteria, including crime and corrections, economy, education, fiscal stability, healthcare, infrastructure, natural environment, and opportunity. It's the state's second year in a row ranking 50th out of 50 states in the Best States Project by U.S. News, making it thereby the worst state. In South Carolina, 43 young female rhesus macaques weighing around 6 to 7 pounds escaped from the Alpha Genesis research facility. Authorities in Yemassee urged residents to keep doors and windows secure and to call 911 if they spot any of the skittish animals, warning that loud noises could hinder their capture. Alpha Genesis, which specializes in primate research, set up traps and used thermal cameras to locate the monkeys. They assured the public that these young animals have never been tested on and are too young to carry disease. This isn't the first monkey escape for Alpha Genesis. 19 monkeys escaped in 2016. In the area, monkey escapes have been rare but not unheard of, with previous cases including a Japanese macaque in Walterboro and wild macaques in Florida's Silver Springs area, where a boat captain released them nearly 100 years ago. I've noticed that whenever we bring up an animal and feature them heavily in one of these Formosa Fauna episodes, they tend to make a resurgence in the news in some interesting way not too long after. Honestly, that was the case with snakes, monkeys, rats, and now raccoons. Passengers awaiting an early morning flight at New York's LaGuardia Airport were stunned when a raccoon unexpectedly fell through the ceiling at a Spirit Airlines gate, causing chaos. Video shared on social media captured the raccoon clinging to electrical wiring before scampering behind the check-in desk as staff and passengers reacted with alarm. The scene included barking, screaming, and a blaring siren as people tried to capture the animal using a giant trash can. One observer joked online, "This is both the most LaGuardia thing and the most Spirit Airlines thing to happen." The incident occurred around 8 a.m. Monday at LaGuardia's six-gate Marine Air Terminal used by Spirit and Frontier Airlines. Port Authority and Spirit representatives said an investigation is underway with plans to engage wildlife control to prevent future occurrences. This isn't the first airport raccoon incident either. In July 2023, a raccoon appeared in the baggage hall at Philadelphia International Airport. No one was hurt in either case, and both raccoons successfully evaded capture. Have you ever had a memorable experience with an animal? Whether it's an observation at the zoo, an interaction with a wild animal, or the thousands of stories you could share as a pet owner, I want to hear about it. So send me an email at tristan@rti.org.tw. Making it to the end of an episode makes you a Formosa Fauna friend. It's not gross, it's cute. Thank you for tuning in, friend. All animals require enrichment, and Formosa Fauna is just that. We're all just a bunch of wild animals. See you next time for Formosa Fauna Fridays here on Radio Taiwan International.